so, my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't know if what comes next could be called my story. I guess it's more like someone sabotaged where your story would actually end from you. But memories of these events linger in my soul. After being pierced by Didier's blade, I found myself looking down upon my own corpse. How could I have ever imagined that I would be made to witness my own misery, even in death? I watched as my eldest brother dragged me to the place of my crucifixion, and my soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it, against my will, down to the nearby village. The knights! As I returned from the holy quest. Oh, how we waited your arrival. How glorious it is to see you. Waiting for us there were a cluster of villagers. That one's nearby. A large cross lay in the ground in the center of the square. Holding torches, they formed a crowd around the knights, several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransom the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe. Ah, the Lord's judgment has been delivered unto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. You've assembled all the tools you need to execute your divine mission. A cross befitting of such a heinous sinner. There was a part of me that thought of him, it could simply just not be Didier, but like, if it's not, that's a weird plot twist, honestly, if him, said Didier by name, and said, like, we're a family and all that, and he still responded in kind. So I'm, That witch threatened to curse us. Who knows how long ago? Just a month or two ago? I guess, depending on how long Giselle came in. I guess that'd be enough time to, I guess, actually tell the witches honestly and all that, but like How about the knights nearby and all that? Sullied our pure ears, that's blasphemy. Didn't know such thing. Hadn't cursed anyone. I had merely been defending myself. They had been armed and outnumbered me. So I said what was necessary to chase them off. Our poor harvest and our suffering in the hands of the greedy lord were all the work of the witch. Why then were they acting like I was at fault? It's scapegoating. I already like, literally just spoke about that ad nauseum at all, just to make themselves feel better. Just so they can excuse and not think about it was anyone else's fault or anyone in the in-group. Always the outsider. Always the outsider. Definitely nothing wrong with them. None at all. None at all. Nothing at all. Of course not. And never the fact of hey, even though we knew it was a problem from who knows how long, we only decided now to do it because, hey, there's an issue right now we're dealing with, so how about we face it now and blame someone else for it? God damn it. Someone who has absolutely nothing to do with it. Ugh. Why was it the sinner? And why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled with the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd. There was zealous desire to see judgment cast, so I prayed. I asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles. Until my voice reached my brother, he carried my body. Please don't do this, Didier. Please hear my voice. Do me better than that. You know I've done nothing wrong. Those men smirking inside my body. Someone's putting the blame for their sins on me. Please tell me you at least don't think I did such things. Don't put me in that cross. If it was Mother sold me into the church, then surely you can give me a respectable burial. The nails and rope of the crucifixion are here. We would have you, O knight, deliver the Lord's judgment unto this vile witch. Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Just falling in line because of, apparently it's the duty, apparently. Tell me, Didier. Crucifixion! Crucify it! Crucify the witch! My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. And in that moment, I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by helplessness, tears streamed down my face. Please, anything but that, I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. That's just next level cruelty, honestly. Like, not even just that, like, even if it was not that, like, why would you ever do that even to someone you say was just unholy, I guess? Like, ugh. And of course, my voice had no way of reaching him. I proceeded to remove my clothing piece by piece until I was left fully nude. For a brief moment, an unpleasant sound spread through the crowd. The erratic crackling of their torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then, with a mocking laugh, one man spoke. Oh, so there it is, the devilish creature. Not even gonna bother. They don't even deserve, actually, more voice acting like that. They don't deserve it. Don't look at me. Please look away. Just get it over with and burn me now. Burn my body, please. One simple thing was all I was missing. I had a frame like a man. I liked the breast of a woman. My heart was male. I was in love with a woman. You sold your soul to the devil, and this is what you became. You're this frightful, reprehensible creature. To dare defile the sacred body of God blessed you with. Is that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they not possibly understand how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them in the slightest bit that all I wanted was to be what I felt I was? No, because they never want to consider that. Not these people, never. Was that really so heinous a crime? Please, Didier, stop this. Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. If you can't do that, at least burn me instead. Didier. He then placed my body upon the cross, bound my arms together, the wrist with rope, and then drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My vision remained perfectly clear despite the constant stream of tears. When he finished attaching my body to the cross, he and several other knights lifted it off the ground, landing in the center of the village square. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I was unable to get away from the cross. My soul trapped there along with my body. Didier didn't say a word the entire time. I hope all the guilt is upon you, Didier, if you actually feel anything of the sort. And if you actually do feel any sort of guilt, I hope it's... what was it? 1,000 million folds. After a full day hanging there, grotesque, blackish splotches began appearing in my lower body. Everyone who saw it grimaced in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left to rot on the cross of my body. Passerby threw rocks or spat on me. Children laughed. Mother warned her daughter to always obey God's teachings, using it as a weird, fucked up example. By 48 hours, black feathered birds and maggots appeared to devour my rotting flesh. I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight. exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in the square not far from the cross, and soon after, a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. Like, I know the whole point of the whole, like, story, like, is about, like, facing constant betrayal and just tragedy over and over. It makes it even worse and worse. At some point, you just feel numb to it, but also at the same time, it also at times just feels like a bit too much, even to know what the story is all about. Levels are in the tin, but sometimes it just feels a bit too much. And I guess, like, trying to go with the whole thing of the resilience against all this heartache, desolence, and despair, honestly, makes you the best kind of person overall. But again, like, to me, like, as I keep saying over and over before, if you literally had to go through so much bullshit in order to, like, to make the whole world happy, then does it even fucking matter, honestly? Because again, if the whole greater good needs to have one person be miserable, like, absurdly, completely, utterly breaking their spirit miserable, then does that even make the world a great place, honestly? At all? I don't really think so. Every time there's a whole greater good argument in a story, honestly, or something like that, has something to do with, like, something I think about with scapegoatism or anything like that, I just get immediately mad. I just get irrationally mad. Like, I would say, like, a trial in a V3, like a Danganronpa V3, like, one of the culprits had that same argument, and it was for a character I really liked who they killed, and apparently that was their quote-unquote motivation of why they did what they did, and I think for who knows, like, a few years after that, every time I thought about it or rewatched that same trial, legitimately I just started pacing back and forth, angrily muttering to myself and speaking to myself, just saying, like, how stupidly unfair it was, and even by a certain point I was repeating myself and going in circles, just saying how stupid that was. For the fucking greater good? No. For the greater good? No. They gathered all the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually settled on a winner. The one had torn off the most flesh and went on their way. When they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. But at least, like, besides that, the birds in nature actually having something of this anyway, even though it would just be like this no matter what if you were buried in the ground or burned, honestly. That's the only kind of weird, twisted respite, honestly. Not even respite, honestly, just the most perfectly natural way how, like, the dead are handled in real life, honestly. Reminds me of the fact, like, if, like, there's an option that if you decide to get cremated, you can now just put your ashes to be put along with a sapling of a tree, and your ashes can actually be helped to grow the tree. So I guess in a way, if you believe in reincarnation or like animism in a sense of like animals and objects having a soul, honestly, it's like you're feeding and like giving yourself to nature again more directly, instead of just your body slowly becoming one with the soil. The third day and night came and went. And at sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor. Watch your step, madam. The crucifix is this way. Everything I'd been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I sunk as far down to the abyss as I could go. Oh, is it Mom or Amy? It could only be one of the two. I'm trying to think right now what would be worse. If it was actually just... It'd probably be worse if it was Amy. However... Mother. Okay. I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I remembered. Yeah, the more skinnier and just hope you're close to death. She had bags in her eyes, so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. but I would always recognize my mother. What are you doing here, Mother? Liddy. Father? The 13 years since I had last heard Mother's voice had grown raspy and weak, but there was still distinct traces of it in the woman who had raised me, who had stayed at my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice. Father, this is not my daughter. Yeah, it's not your daughter because, it's a guy. So, you traveled all this way to hear the essential truth? Okay then, now good, glad you wasted your time. No, go home. Go home and die. Rot. And I hope the fucking, like, your body and all that is, like, thrown into the fucking compost heap and never gets back into the earth. That birth is a cursed thing. No, I am her victim. For years I suffered the hands of this witch. It sounds like you were just wasting your own fucking time, honestly, and you just forced it upon him this entire time, so, it's more like you were the cause of your own suffering then, you fuck. If you're truly thinking about all this in a way, like, then, you literally just did this onto yourself. She stole my daughter away from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me, trying to ruin me. Demon. You're a demon. So again, Michelle, could you, like, extend your, deal with Morgana, honestly? Could you? Like I already mentioned before? Again, couldn't you? Again, honestly, after how much this story is, like, painting him, some of the characters to be, like, irrehensibly and morally just, I guess, very cruel and very, very mean-spirited. Even though it's, like, kind of maybe because it's for the times, in a sense, just, why not? Why not have them be cursed as well? Why not? Why not, Michelle? Like, how is this story gonna go and, like, try to put all this, so much betrayal and tragedy into just, turning into a positive spin? Or if not, it's really just gonna be a whole thing of, after all this time, like, even in death, somehow Giselle and Michelle managed to find their way back to each other, honestly. If it's really just only that and nothing else talking, like, no other talking points, then it just definitely just feels like, again, just tragedy just for the sake of it, and nothing much to it. Unless it's a whole thing and just, like, you try to put your own meaning into the troubles you face during life. That's the only way I can think of it, honestly. Like, if it's literally just, negativity all the way to the end, then, like, I don't know if, like, people would, like the story too much if it was only just that. Because, again, even if, like, it's still really well written. I will keep saying that. This is all really, really well written. Even to the point that right now, like, I just feel completely emotionally numb to it. Probably just because of how, much, like, horrible stuff has happened to the other characters, and I'm finding out, oh, they were bad. Maybe they kind of deserved it. Maybe partially not. Maybe not to that cruel extent. Maybe not that. But still, like, it piles up and you just get more and more numb to it. More and more. Or you just, like, get revealed a new thing and it just, twist the knife a tiny bit, even if, like, you lost all feeling in your gut when it was stabbed into your stomach. I despise you, foul, hellish monster. Wow, okay, nice. You have spoken your truth and spent all this way just to say this right here and nowhere else. Ah, you wasted your time. You wasted all your life. Ah. I loved you. You took everything from me. Wow, you're really just that conceited. You just really want a daughter then. Again, you're just putting all your stupid eggs in one basket, and look at that, they all rotted away because you never even bothered to take care of them. Again, it's all your fucking fault. I could never bring myself to hate my birth mother. It's again one of those things like, if your parents were mean to you or abusive to you, honestly, I'm more just weirded out like why you wouldn't hate them in some capacity. I've seen like a few abuse stories where like some of the characters are still either like sitting through their own motions, or they feel in some way that they do care about their parent. And again, who knows? It could just be me that I'm just like kind of just like throws that over my shoulder, and like I don't even really care, honestly, if like like you should care about everyone if to make yourself a good person. Like no, I don't buy that. I really don't. Like just to bring I guess a villain in one of the, let's just say, without saying any spoilers for Higurashi, like if literally just the whole thing with the third installment, the antagonist there, like if by the end, like legitimately you're supposed to like always just be what was it? You're supposed to take everything that they've done and then be like still love them or be happy about it. Like that's really just feels twisted enough to me. Still, you could still like, you're still stringing your feelings out and you don't want them to die just yet because you want to figure out like how you feel with them, like honestly, and that's it. Or just by the whole metric, just like doing it too, like just God, I'm just even getting lost in my own thoughts, honestly. Just the fact that, like, just into that notion, honestly. God. I feel nothing but revulsion for you. Glad you're still wasting your time, then. I loved you. An eternity in the fires of hell would be too good for you. And it's too good to give you any actual speaking lines. And voice acting, so... yeah. Go away. I often disagree to the things you said and did. I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine. As I lay sick in bed. I have absolutely no relation to this demon. I kept writing you letters, kept pretending to be a girl for you. Because I didn't want to hurt you. And again, just like with like, besides the fact of lying to protect yourself, literally lying to protect yourself, it's better to just rip the band-aid off and just scream it out, honestly. Unless you feel like saying the truth honestly will make things worse, like actually make things worse, then it's better to lie and then get to a safe place and then just scream it all into the void, or if it's your prerogative, literally just decide not to say a single word to them ever again and just move on with your fucking life. This is not my daughter. It's your son. How long are we gonna keep hammering this in? Couldn't stand doing it. Whenever we sat down to write one, came out a horrible wreck, even worse off than before. Even so, send this monster straight to hell. Well, it's very warm and toasty and cozy there, so thank you. It was really cold inside that mansion of Rose. Very cold. Thank you so much. At least the fires down there would be more cozier than the close to the burning sun in the sky. Didn't want to break you, Mother. Didn't want to push you any further off the edge. Quickly, set me free, there's a cursed thing. Oh noes. But I suppose I still did end up breaking you. Please be at ease, madam. The Lord has heard your prayers. No, he hasn't. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires, or you're literally just hearing what you want to hear, or propagating what you just want to say. He wants you to show him that, as you may, you have no relation to this unholy thrall. Gladly, I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own 2 hands. Okay, we'll have fun picking at the rotting piece of flesh and doing it your own self. That'd be more fun of its own self, but you had to actually touch him again. And actually deal with the fact that you left and neglected him. Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable, Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed into the pile of straw spread around the base of the cross. Look, what was that? You never even want to touch again? Oh, looks like you couldn't even literally even fall through your own words. Oh, well, look at that. Your convictions were not strong enough. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming the body and filling the square with a putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Yeah, whatever makes you fucking sleep at night. Mother, so sorry. You had to give birth to me. The inferno had devoured everything, the cross itself came crumbling down, my soul was finally released in that place. I don't even give it a more second of thought, honestly. You know, Michelle, like, there's your life ended up, now you can move on to something even better than this. Even if it's really it was absolutely nothing, honestly. Like, but it's way better than this fucking nightmare. Or rather, I suppose it would more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after knowing happiness was much greater than anything I had felt before. It eroded my spirit. It drained me the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. Rather than give in to hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling to hell, but fading to darkness, everlasting. My fingers were the first to go, then my eyes, then my mouth. All sound vanished to nothingness. My beating heart, and all the emotions that had once taken root within it, scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul, completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound, muffled and indistinct. No longer human in form, I had no ears to speak of, metaphorical ghost ears still. The sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice. Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. I'm still wishing for you to appear for me. Forever and ever and ever. And ever and ever and ever. I'm praying for so long, I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hoped we could meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle, come back to me soon. As if drawn in by the sound of that voice, bit by bit, I began regaining some of what I had lost. That took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been ground to dust. I rejected myself, scattered into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Michelle, all I can remember about you is your name, your glassy white skin, your fire-red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else. I thought my mind, my body, my spirit, my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. Just instinct. Pure instinct. I need to return. I must return. It was not so much a conscious idea as instinctive force. Hey, I got it down! Oh my gosh. When I wrote this one story, honestly, thinking like, I said it several times before in this Let's Play, talking about some similar feelings, honestly. Even though I don't say it explicitly in the text, honestly, I was trying to go for this more instinctive feeling, in a sense. Which, oh, that feels vindictive, actually, seeing it here, in a way. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I had suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing the emptiness. Chasing into that tiny flick of light. The one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence. Michelle, I'm no longer the girl I once was. I built a thick cocoon around myself. A cocoon I can't break free of. I will say, like, what was it? Just how many times, like, things like warp right back around, honestly, and build on top of each other, like, and over and over and over again. That's really commendable. Really. Really much so. Really. Like, even like many different tales, like, written out and showcased in a linear fashion. Like, it must have taken so fucking long to write this way, honestly. So fucking long to, like, string it together and still have it stack and stack like this. Like, literally, commend for that. Props. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michelle. Waiting for you inside my shell. Always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michelle. Get me out of here. At long last, I found the ray of light I sought. And I had an absolute certainty that if I followed it, I could reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given me. And that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to its source wore my barely held together soul thin until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again I lost myself. I can't account for much of my time chasing into the light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Like, is it literally just like this sort of thing? It's like the sort of gaps in memory, like the three doors, honestly, or is like literally just that version of the show just nothing like that? Because most of those dialogues from Giselle seem to be like happen after the doors, honestly, in between them. So like while your soul is like sort of trying to grapple and like keeps hearing her voice, you're trying to slowly reach out to it. But you can't quite see or hear anything or just latch on anything besides that. That's what I like to think anyway. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. Oh, that's a really good shot. That's a really, really nice shot. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were old selves any longer. One a ghost, one now a maid under duty. God. Throat thirsty. In my endeavor to return, had worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life, but still wholly new. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void. A despair that filled my shattered soul as it sunk into the endless abyss. The emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing. Michelle, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I'm the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. No, not anyway, not in any sense. And this might be just a very small detail, but like the drops of blood in the bottom right underneath the text box, like the one underneath the words "right now." To me, I'm seeing. It could be just me seeing things, but like it looks almost like a rose to me, like right here, which don't know if that's intended or not, but like that's what looks to me, and that looks cool to me. Not after it made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of despair. Not to reveal your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul, on the line for this woman. Even she would not accept you. I don't know, it just sounds like you're just putting words in her mouth. But as I said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. I'm wondering, if you have these sort of time powers, how far can you see to the future then? Because, if you can see that much in the future then, you really are more twisting the words, honestly. Way much more. I'm not gonna keep casually stroking my chin, honestly. The more I think about this, and forward thinking about this, and very, what is the word? Very much thoughtfulness and, pretentiousness. Do you believe that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you? That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michelle, hope exists to be crushed. Let's not go into this whole hope and despair spiel again, shall we? The stronger you cling to that hope, the more you get to lose. Okay, we definitely are. Oh boy. Oh no. I've heard of, I've had my fair share of that whole back and forth thing, okay? Between the two, okay? The seeds of hope and the seeds of despair and the flip of a coin, the hope and despair, the sides of a coin, all that jazz. I'll plant my seeds of hope in everyone else. Whatever that weird line out of context. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you? No. I just hear drums in your voice and that's it. That's all I hear right now. Scorning you. Rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. And apparently who fought so hard to stay, so listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice. Disgusting, disgusting. Yep. Literally trying to attack him, the insecurities, just all around you, just beam the pain and despair straight into your very soul, into every single, I don't know, scattered, twisted piece, honestly. I'm assuming now, though, we're done, like, seeing, I guess, another flashback of him, seeing Michelle's side of things, honestly. So, like, what's even the next step from here? Just, like, talk to Giselle? Or, what is there another, is there another story apparently we need to hear the side of, honestly? Because, like, even though I do, like, to put the story, like, again, I think I remember, like, complaining at some points that Higurashi, like, it takes way too long writing to, like, get to the point somewhat, which I still hold in some respects, even though I can see what they're trying to say in the small details they do use to make it longer. Have a reason for being there. Like, it can't just be a tiny bit annoying and maybe a bit grating to hear all the different sides of it, even to know the whole point of it is literally showing him, seeing the bads, like, all the different sides of him, what was it, how tragedy forms and all that, which is definitely valuable to learn and all that. Why even, like, some of the most, what was it, seemingly terrible people absolutely feel like they don't deserve any kind of salvation or redemption, but then learning that in some cases they are also mistake-wise, but then there's just some characters that even knowing, like, the troubles they face and all that, like, they are purposefully vindictive, like, even worse so, more, not even just petty, no, just extended to cruel, which, even then, I still just don't rightly care about, really. Because, like, honestly, what was it, to be honest, like, what was it, Marie from the third door? Like, I'm not even mad at her, honestly, because the whole thing with Jacopo, everything back then of what we know about Marie there. And, like, if it was just the same thing like that from, was it, Amy? Maybe it would, but then she spent more of that time really just absolutely just making more and just doing more and more cruel things, so, yeah, I think that's all that, you know, sympathy out the window, honestly. Doesn't even fucking matter about that in the past. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. I don't want to hear anymore. Make it stop. Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years she waited, trusting you, he came back to her a woman. More than once. I'm just repeating the same things I brought before. Oh noes. Oh noes, apparently. My soul was being forced and molded into a shape I do not like. Transphobic. Again, I'll bring it the whole thing again if I'm a weird happenstance, like I can't say this is like true wholesale or not, if it actually is a trend in like some trans stories or not, or literally just some weird cruel humiliation, like very cruel humiliation like kinks, honestly, for some stories that my sister has read. We try to read more just like transphobic, like not transphobic, like more trans stories with characters like that in them, like tackling that. It just went off as to be that cruel all over again. Just again, that's what I get reminded of. It just sounds like on the Morgana side anyway. If you think about it, you betrayed her first. Okay. No, stop, don't. I didn't. Tell me, what was it like? How'd it feel to be born and live as a woman? Man, like, what was it? I wonder if this is what it feels like for some people to read through some angst stories and just be like, dude, why are you listening to this? Just move on. Just shut up. Stop it. But maybe early on in the story, if they had this kind of scene, it would make way more sense, honestly. If like some of the bits and details, honestly, were more ambiguous of how you think she would have felt. But knowing of like all of this over and over again, like what you two have been through, or honestly, like knowing the fact that Morgana's always been like this for years and years and counting, that you got used to at this point. Like it kind of almost feels like you should know, like this is also another thing, like tactically trying to do, even if like it's another thing if I'm raising your hopes up a tiny bit before knocking it back down, and up, then down, and up again, and down again, and up, and even deeper down still. Like, yeah. Like, it should be, like, easy to see, or easier to see. So, like, this is not your first rodeo, so. You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman, and yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as a white-haired girl. First, there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy. You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. Don't tell me we're gonna go through all those doors all over again, but again, just from remembering from her point of view, even though we're focusing in somewhat on, like, I'm seeing, like, her POV sometimes. Oh god. Like, please don't tell me it's gonna be, like, padded out like that way. Like, show it off in a more interesting way, honestly, than just let's flash back once again to those doors again, but from your point of view, when you weren't even really yourself. And then there was the deranged man-beast. By exposing your female body to him, you're able to temporarily contain his madness. The whole, I guess, weird to say to some, that was, I guess, some more true to form, I guess, Beauty and the Beast story, the old version of the newer one. I actually probably should read or, like, get the gist of, like, the original Beauty and the Beast story from all those years ago. Like, I know the more modern takes everyone has is less Stockholm Syndrome, it's more just, like, the Beast has to learn, actually, how to, like, change himself, honestly, but I think the old one, I feel like it more implies that oh no, the woman's love literally was the catalyst to help it, like, changed him. It was her love and nothing else that made him better. Nothing else. Not him changing her like him want to be a better person. No, it was only her love and her submitting to him. That's what it sounds like. And finally, there was the man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She's forced to watch again and again as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men, even though she doesn't know, like, even though, like, she kind of can easily tell, like, Michelle wasn't even really all there, even really hers then, I guess, in a sense. It wasn't really him all connected together, was it? Or if it really was him at all. Really just trying to use all of those, really just make things worse just for the two of them. And like those three were absolutely no one actually. Like it was really just there, like we're all just focusing on them just to make it even worse, the two, and nothing else. Which I just know what you're doing right this moment, Michelle. You're crying. Okay. I can already feel the tears whipping out my spirits. My invisible body can feel it now. Nice to see that you had to be the one to point it out. Nice. I didn't realize you were point blank obvious now. Crying as you'd done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michelle? You're also just using the whole fact that Michelle didn't want to cry when he died from his brother. That literally you're also attacking that. You're just grappling onto anything you can. Honestly, it'd be another thing if like this is something that I'm like Michelle was not used to, and it's something like which is wholly intense that he's never felt before, or like it was a slow build up leading to something like this. Like no, like you were already trying to do this like from the outset of making him do this, do that, curse them, like repeatedly over and over a period of like a like 2 years I think it was, even longer than that, but still. You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete, only partially male. The wounds, still fresh and raw. Pierced by your brother, whom you trusted completely. The knights whose ranks you dreamt of joining. Even now, your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal. Not so long as you remain yourself. Oh, jeez. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They are your own, and no one can erase them. You've lost everything, Michelle. If they're self-inflicted, I can self-heal then. Tell me, what do you have left? You robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. The love you thought you still had? Well, she's gone and left you behind too. And still you refuse to curse anyone? Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to take vengeance, and offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear. Cannot curse anyone. You just point me, Michelle. If that's what you want. If you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept that we are not as similar as I once thought. Wow, it only took you, who knows, lifetimes to realize that. Holy shit, wow, we're both stubborn. Glad we know we have that in common. We're only stubborn, and that's it. Nothing else, no other connections, honestly. No other similarities in that. As much as it pains me to do so, I guess I'll release you. I will even wish for a reconstruction into the body of desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this cursed mansion again. Imagine it. Waiting for so long, you'll finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. Have a wife and create a happy family of your own. And let just be just lovely. I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life, but for what? All you have to do is walk at the door. Man, nah. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michelle. I Listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. I do all the time. We should starting to do that. That was another like timey thingy as well. Don't trust anything she shows you, Michelle. You told me you believed in my love. That if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting now. Aw. Actually, hearing a simplified version of this same song actually is probably more effective than how it was before, honestly. Open your eyes, Michelle, and look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michelle, do you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Michelle? You broke through the cocoon I built around myself? I said that I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. Doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michelle. I spent hundreds of years trapped in this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I had been twisted so far I could tell them like stories, like a cold smile on my face. Despite what I'd become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me, no matter what horrors you experienced. I will always and forever take your hand. Michelle. So, please have faith in me, Michelle. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me. Give it backwards, Giselle. Truth is, I never once doubted you. What? Never doubted your love. Michelle, I despise myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. Didn't want you to see me like that. Didn't want you to know I was so weak. See my past. See me now. Pitiful and slightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only on your memories. If only for you. I wanted to be gallant. To be a man. I wanted to be the man who never cried. Who never showed weakness. Who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know. I was so weak. Such a sad, frail person. And not even a real man. Shell. I didn't want you to see that. Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to her past in order to bring you back. But that wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out. Things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful and reprehensible as me. Oh, Michelle. There's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remained true to yourself to the end. No matter how bad things got. Day after day you fought all alone, despite being put through hell. You chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize at the time. But you did that for me. The one time you ever want to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did perhaps come off as a bit inscrutable. But deep down, you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivation's simple and pure. Your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michelle. Be proud of who you are. That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. Girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. Came back more than once, showing up at a woman, then disappearing again, hurting you completely unaware, pushing you away. It wasn't your fault for that point. Again, whether or not it was just Morgana like trying to make things worse, honestly, for both of you by the very end. It's still just manipulation, even if on a cosmic level, which, again, fate and destiny bullshit. It'll only become the day when I actually even talk about that game that fucking that one game that literally cemented me with the whole idea of fate and destiny to that level, literally just inspires complete and utter just contempt for me. God damn it. Leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you. Have faith in yourself, Michelle. Follow your heart. I know it's a secret you didn't want it revealed, but for me, I couldn't be happy to know the truth. Because it just shows how incredibly much you love me. And not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion, you spent searching for me. That vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you lost everything, your love for me still lived on. Even as tore you apart, kept fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memory don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person. But Giselle, I'm supposed to believe that. I'm supposed to believe that wasn't me. Everything about us is exactly the same. You're not the white-haired girl, Michelle. Have faith in your own heart, the things you stood for. Have faith in your true self. In the person you are, the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. It was just a fractured soul of yours. It wasn't all of it together. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michelle? I took your hand, and together, we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but there were remnants of the months we shared here. Was the white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michelle. No one else. That doesn't change my body. I know you, Michelle. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. That we only shared our love for a month in life. It was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. You fought with everything you had to make it back to me. To get me out of here. You are the greatest man I've ever known. Giselle. How is it? You always meant to see straight through me, Giselle. You give me exactly what I want. That smile. Single ray of light in the endless dark. Just exactly what I've so desperately yearned to hear. The words I've sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her, but she's begun to fade. Her outline lay hazy, and blending into the surroundings. And all I managed to grab is empty air. I want more than anything to feel her warmth right now, the sensation of her skin against mine, but there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again. Don't worry. I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere. Giselle. Put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me. Can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all. Can, Michelle, I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward, slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger, and that's my hair. Those are my eyes, and here are my lips. Why are you poking your eyes? Here's my heart, where I keep all the feelings you give back to me. My love for you. In body and in spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here, beside you? I think I can. Now, hold on, and don't ever let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other, bound together by a love so amazingly powerful. Yet we've only ever held hands a few times, and embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. And we're supposed to be full-grown adults. Kiss me, Michelle. Never got the chance while we were alive. So, are you gonna tell me to wait again? Oh god, why? Why? And also, god damn it. I'm really sorry if I'm not commenting too much, but like, I don't know what I can say to actually make this better, honestly. At all. This is just very fucking sweet, and I don't want to take away from it. It's really fucking sweet. It's really nice. Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white, but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks, dimpled by her smile. Her lips, which at times call me Master, and at times call me Michelle. Her entire being. This woman, who said to me as a man, who, even in death, continued to bring me back from my darkest places. She is my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck, somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel the warmth, which I thought I would never know again. The soft touch of her skin. I envision her face before me, where I'm sure she is, with her eyes closed, and I press my lips against hers. It's a quick, clumsy affair. Just a little peck. Not the kind of kiss two grown adults might be expected to share. But nonetheless, a gentle warmth spreads through my whole body from the place our lips touched. Sensation so pleasant, so nice. I can hardly believe it's real. Our surroundings dissolve, and the world takes on a new face. A plane of tranquil light, created by Giselle, into which the mansion's darkness slowly seeps. Oh, I can already see the tower, god damn it. The difference is, now I'm not afraid to step back into it. All it took was a single, irreplaceable moment to change my everything. Though I can't see her there, I can feel her presence right beside me. Her heart. And that she too can feel mine. I won't falter anymore. I'm through hesitating, wavering about in fear of my own weakness. I will look to the future. I will believe in myself, because she believes in me. I'm done carrying the chains I created for myself. I have work to do. No more looking away from my responsibility. As the light dims and darkness begins to take over, I hear her voice in my ear. Michelle, can I ask you to lend your hand to someone? Oh, it's gonna be the Undertale thing if I grab her hand as well. You set me free, and now I'd like you to do the same for her. This is something I don't think anyone else can do. Only you can rid the mansion of its darkness. I'm here with you too. Let's open the final door together. Oh, this is the one last final door. The one final door. The true final door. We can put an end to all this tragedy. I know we can. Now, off we go, Michelle. And do not let go of my hand. Through the final bloody door. Giselle? Reality fades back into view, and so much nightmarish epiphanies and visuals start blaring right back into us. And I can hear voices. The voices, the schizophrenia, and the paranoia is seeping right back into my skull all at once. Oh dear God! But again, that whole scene was really fucking fantastic. I don't even have notes. I just no notes. A plus, A plus plus. I don't know where else to put for that. I don't know where else to put it. I'm looking at neither the endless, eroding darkness, nor the visions of my past. The sea of blood spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observation tower. After the door, I have returned. Back in Morgana's world. Her bitter, hate-filled, curse-filled world. To tell the truth, I didn't see this coming. It's the power of love. Bring that song from Back to the Future up. God damn it. Huey Lewis the News. Play it now. Dun, 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 dun. This is my mansion. My domain. She was supposed to be locked up. But see, my will is not as absolute as I had thought. What would you call that? The power of love. It's the power of love. Don't need money. Don't need fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. God. Is that what allowed this to happen? So we had the power of friendship in Higurashi. Are we going to now the power of love in this game? God damn it. Ugh, how trite. Where's the magic? The miracle of it all. I can think of one other reason she was able to escape. It's the only way we'll be able to find the power we need to cast off the darkness of this house. Just a small little hole of maybe you want salvation. That whole thing. Yeah. There is that. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door. Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with suddenly seems to put some fire into those eyes. You don't even remember. Okay, I guess you weren't even there to hear what she said, Soma. This is something that's all mine. You can't take it from me. It's all right here, this noggin. Completely shielded away from you and your whatever predatory, leechy little blackets thoughts. Yeah. Well, good for you, my dear. Little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you were on the ground, crawling through the filth like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you try to ignore what lay before you. Shrug. A low self-esteem isn't gonna make you any less helpless when you step through that door. That won't stop me from trying. I'm done acting like you're some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. Ooh, looks like we're heading straight into the main confrontation. Like, I don't have too many notes or much to say, but like the entire scene with Giselle comforting Michelle, honestly, like that is just amazing. I don't have any notes with it. The only thing I will say is like I kind of wish there was like a small scene in between, like since the whole part of the game is really just all about tragedies. And like like how many times like someone gets beaten over and over again, like they can find some way to get themselves right back up, honestly. But like since they keep like the game obviously wants to go through the whole theme, honestly, but at a certain point of showing like a lot of horrible circumstances over and over again, sometimes it does get a bit what is the word, too depressing without anything trying to uplift a bit more. Like, and there's a part of me that kind of wishes, like, at least a bit before we get the whole scene with the two, like, talking and comforting each other, that, we had another small scene along with, Michelle literally thinking back over to his time with Giselle, honestly, and we see another scene that we didn't see Giselle talk in her story, like something like new to like tie it over, because like again, sometimes if like the tragedy and like depressive scenes just keep coming and coming without any punches, without anything to have a bit of small downtime, it does get a bit exhausting at some points. Which that's the only critique I have of the entire thing so far. Literally like, ooh. The air around the door has a distinct chill to it as I place my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I take in a breath, lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm, still follow along. Thank you, Giselle. Right into the tower. Through the single window, sitting high atop the wall, shines a ray of light. A black butterfly flutters in the beam. Dang, you're not even purple anymore. The color of corruption now, you're completely pitch black. Oh no. Its form is indistinct, wavering like a mirage. It slowly descends to the tower floor. Almost like flickering images, honestly, in a sense. Oh, we're sitting, like, looking at the ceiling from here. Ooh. And then, from within the darkness, a person appears. Oh, we get to see what she looks like. Oh, hi. Oh gosh, that's what you look like after all three of them done to you, locked you away like this until... Oh, God. I do like the butterfly, like, necklace around you, honestly, still, though. Still sad that that happened to you, though, but nice butterfly necklace. Is that you, Morgana? How does it feel to finally meet the real thing, my dear? I knew you were young, but you really are still a child. Having heard her tale, I know she died still a girl. Yep. A lot of hatred in her heart, too. And I know how she came to bear so much hatred for the world. But knowing and seeing are two very different things. Seeing is believing and all that. The sight of her bony, adolescent body is a painful reminder that she never had a chance to know happiness, to know adulthood, before being robbed of her life. I had assumed monster would be your first reaction. No, that's too cruel. No. And again, that's not my vocabulary. At least that is an insult. No. The face. And a body like this. Honestly, it could just be me. Then honestly, when I just see him actual like monster designs or anything like that, like even like bony skeleton like that, maybe sure first I'll be a bit creeped out at first, but then my brain immediately just switches to, oh my god, that looks so cool, you look so amazing. Like almost every time. I think there's only been one monster I actually like got a very harsh chill down my spine, just like how creepy they look before. Again, after quite a bit, reverting right back to, oh shit, that's cool. Like nice skeleton hand, though. How very sweet of you, Michelle. You don't want to compliment the bone hand? It's cool. It's cool. Especially from, I guess you could call it, I guess in a weird way, a final boss between your happiness with Giselle. So a final cool boss form, I guess. So tell me, what exactly do you mean to do now that you're here? Your ultimate goal was, as I understood it, to take Giselle back. But she's no longer here for me to return to you. She broke out of my cage, and exhausted what remained of her soul to show herself to you. I cannot perceive even a trace of her presence any longer. So I presume her soul shattered, dissipated into nothing, I'm assuming you didn't see or hear anything of their exchange then. Nice. That's only just for those two. Nice. Nice. No, she's right here beside me. Is that so? You seem to believe as much anyway, which only makes your presence here a bigger mystery. Ah, I know. You want revenge. I made you miserable while you were alive. I continue to torment you in death. You entrusted me with Giselle's life, and I used her for my own ends. You must despise me. Let's just a tiny bit. I swear to God, Michelle, if you just say completely without any holds barred that you don't entirely blame her for that, then I swear you're lying. Liars are bad. Do this whole thing as I said before of for the greater good or whatever else. Admit that you're a tiny bit selfish. We all are, in some manner speaking. No one's that completely selfless. Not entirely. Admit it. Hatred fills you. You want to curse me, to kill me. Do you even have the power to curse anyone, Michelle, honestly? My death could well mean the end of all this. Shall I grant you that wish? She flicks a finger. Oh, the next second, a long sword clatters to the floor at my feet. You almost in a weird way, you're acting almost like a lich in a sense. Why do you want us to do that? Seems counterproductive. It could be another part of your plan. If I know anything about villainy, we should not do what they think, honestly, at all. Even if by every count, they honestly mean what they say, that honorable fight to the death and all that. No, that's what they want. That's what they want. We can't give it to them. No. Take the blade in your hands, and like the knight of old who executed the witch, pierce my heart with it. Do now what should have happened then. You always wanted to be a knight, didn't you? Yeah. Go on, pick it up. Show me your revulsion, my dear. Morgana, I do have a reason for being here. I came to save you. Undertale, reach out hand, come with me, save your soul. Did you hit your head on the way up? Blunt, but nice. I couldn't, that's everything I couldn't say better yourself if you weren't there with hearing what he was thinking in his own head and seeing that whole thing with Giselle. Oh my God, that's so great. He came to save him. Who? I spent so long trying to look away, when I should have been trying to look deeper. To tell you the truth, your constant chatter in the darkness evoked more than annoyance in me. I empathized with your loneliness. I bear no hatred for you. Not even a smidge? Come on, just say a smidge about the whole thing with Giselle, but not about when you two talk to each other, okay? Like, sure, like, it's bad to hate that much or keep the hatred in, but at least it's not healthy to lie. Or maybe I'm actually accidentally just going through the whole thing of Morgana trying to get you to hate a bit more, but still. It was my despair that brought you back to life, so that makes it my responsibility to end this. My own wish has given me all the redemption I need, my dear. Or should I be expecting another self-righteous lecture about how hatred does you no good? Brilliant, Michelle. Brilliant. Dang, how are you going to convince her now, Michelle? Do you have any idea how absurdly presumptuous you're being? Trying to force your idea of redemption onto someone who has no interest in it? If the tale you showed me was the whole truth, then I would have said you could revile those heartless men as much as you pleased. But I refuse to believe that's the whole story. The men I saw behind the first 3 doors had genuine concerns and worries. So it's like another thing of Morgana telling her, spinning her tale, but not saying all of it, or even when there was with Mel and Nelly, on a sense, it seemed a bit skipped over, even though we actually got a bit of what was it, how I guess empathetic he was, even though by the end he took advantage of you. And we didn't know too much of those other two. as much, honestly. So, It could literally just be like only just like a hatred to the three big figureheads that caused your death, but there could be something else there. Especially with, yeah, there could be something else more you ever heard you just don't want to admit or think about. They felt things, real, human emotions, even if those things ultimately led them down a path of destruction. Want to do something nice to the one you care about, being disgusted at things you've done, hiding your urges from those around you. You certainly couldn't call them good men, not in the slightest, no. But they were real people with real conflicts. So you're saying I'm lying? Isn't it like, lying by mission still like I'm lying by commission? Well, I can't say I blame you. Who would believe the word of a witch? I like how, it could literally just be like she gave herself that title of being the Witch Morgana instead of just text box Morgana, but it's like, she's definitely like holding that label to herself, honestly. I don't think you falsified your account, Morgana. Just let the large swabs out. The tragedy? No. The grisly reality described. I don't doubt any of that happened. Yep, sounds way too real to even falsify, honestly. Unless you had a lot of time in your hands, but no, the emotion was there. You wouldn't be here otherwise. But I've learned something in my years. Reality exists from more than one perspective. Hasn't changed what happened. That two-faced young man deceived me, the beast severed my arm, and that greedy, power-hungry lord used me for his own personal gain. Events by themselves don't tell the whole story. Or like, oh, are you going with the whole fact we saw, what was it, Morgana's version of all that. She was telling the truth, that was her own tale, but we never saw their side of it at all. Even if Mel, Yukimaza, and Jacopo, literally they had their own things they're dealing with. But we only never saw it from you because for most of it you were locked up the entire time, but we never saw their side. Only when you can take into account their circumstances, what they thought and felt, their perspectives, only then can you say you've reached the truth. Your point being, are you going to march down to where their souls are and ask them for their perspective, or just reach into their soul and just memory link? Don't waste your breath. They'll only tell you what benefits themselves the most. Then we do it our way. We open the door to your past. And if I refuse, this is my domain, my world. It operates in accordance to my will. The door won't open unless I allow it to. Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror? You what? Oh yeah, that. Oh, it only came to me now as well. I'm a bunch of those moments. I'm going throughout the mansion before we went down. I guess this giant plot, honestly, going down. Realizing that we're Michelle and going down with Morgana and all that. Man, it feels so long ago since things were more simple, honestly. It's one of those feelings where I kind of miss the simple days. But with the mirror and the painting, I'm wondering now if the person who's in the painting was actually meant to be George's or Jorge, honestly. I still don't know how to properly pronounce their name, honestly. I'm getting conflicted ideas, honestly. Yeah. The same mirror Giselle used to practice her smile. And in all those hundreds of years, bits of her memory came to reside within it. Oh, you're doing the whole thing of the more someone uses an item, honestly, in the mansion, I guess, the more, life is imbued into it? Or memory with it? Oh, that's a cool idea. Ooh. Every time she stood before that mirror, she had me in her heart. And next, I saw one of my memories play out in my bedchamber. It was the first day I had to open the windows, when she let the morning sun into my room. That day was a turning point in my life, and all the emotions and feelings leaked and seeped into the mansion bedroom walls. It can never be erased. And why are you telling me this? because it means this world doesn't truly only belong to you. It's also hers, and mine, just as malleable to the rest. And that is why she's able to break free. She just looked through the bars of the observatory tower she's in, looked at the bars, honestly, he's like, I can escape, and just squeezes the middle bars like putty and just just pushes them aside and just, like, you know, leaves. Your wish is, without question, the most powerful of anyone's here, and you do have more authority over this place than anyone else. There's no denying your position as a master of this mansion, but Giselle and I, we too have influence over this domain. I was the one who resurrected you, and she who served as your guide. So the door will appear, whether or not it is your will. Their souls reside here as well. They may spin convenient tales themselves, but the memories ingrained upon their souls can tell no lies. All the pieces are on the board. The door will open. All the cards are in hand. Say the door does open. What does that change? Nothing those men may have thought or felt can take back what they did to me. This rotting, broken creature they turned me into. Yeah, I'm not gonna dissuade you on that, yeah. I don't care what's going through their heads. Like, it doesn't change what they've done, but it makes things more understandable. And depending on how, like, depending on what they're under or, like, they're forced to do, it'd be a bit more understandable and, I guess, lessen, I guess, the pain and hatred on yourself. Maybe a bit. Sometimes the truth can set you free, but, I always want to see a story of, like, what would happen to just learning the truth honestly makes things more worse, but, ooh, maybe it's the thing for another time. They will never have my forgiveness. My hatred is unwavering. My wish will not be undone so easily. Their souls shall suffer for all eternity. Before we begin, Morgana, just brushing over all of that. Okay, nice, Michelle. Let's get one last lingering question out of the way. And what might that be? Who the white-haired girl is? What? That's your lingering question? We've already established. That was you, Morgana. Oh. Really? Wait, so then you put yourself and put, like... my head hurts. It's you and Michelle the same exact time? Okay. So just decided to take this form with a more darkened, I guess, brown hair that we're seeing right now? Well, it's just covered in blood, I guess. Dyed it, I guess. Such a desperate plea to deny you come back as a woman. You're now trying to make me into her? That is perhaps the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That was you, my dear. Don't avert your eyes. You must face reality. I'm not averting my eyes. I'm not in denial. I have faith, and faith is all I have. Faith that only I ever made it back to this mansion once, when I woke in the rocking chair beside the fireplace. Ha! Oh, so the entire time that was literally just, The Morgana was role-playing as someone who was completely innocent during all the tales and and slowly caused each of them to go into a downward spiral. Okay, that makes more sense, but it's also at the same time really funny. Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being that foolish girl. Although you did, what was it? You envision yourself being killed in, the Beast's tale? The other two, I guess in a sense makes sense, but you also made yourself a bit heartbroken with those. I don't know. Don't know how to think about that too often, too deeply into it. Just a form or a visage, another soul you just had to reincarnate to, see how things would go, I guess? If things were different, but still have the curse laid over top of them, I guess? Front row seats, grab some popcorn. Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being that foolish girl. How could you possibly think I was her? Never have I not been present in these walls. Not even while she was alive in the claws of tragedy. My hair is not white, nor my eyes are red. Well, I can't see your eyes right now, so I can't quite tell if your eyes are indeed red. You know, you could have dyed it. I don't know if you could see into the future or whatever else, but you should know that if you can, like, you know, time travel or whatever else, people do like dyeing their hairs later and wear contacts. And look at this horrid, festering face. How could I ever become her? How your soul appears is relevant in this case, Morgana. I mean, if we're doing that whole thing of saying it can't be me because we look nothing alike, then you could say the same thing with Michelle with being that woman in all the first 3 doors with them, because that wasn't really him. Sure, he looks similar in those stories, but like he didn't, like, his physique was completely different, and personality is a tiny bit different. So yeah. What was it? Michelle in those stories were more feminine and more graceful, while Michelle definitely wants to be more of a knight, be more of a man, honestly. He even said it verbatim himself in his own tale, so yeah, that doesn't really matter. Different form, different personality if we're going with that. Or that really is actually your true personality, but now you're completely covered over with hatred to you're trying to distance yourself from that. I will uncover the truth about you. Things even you don't know. And if I can show you that you were, in fact, the white-haired girl, in that moment, will your reality be rewritten? If you're so confident, then be my guest. Find out for yourself just how little you're capable of. Oh, and she's gone. She just noped out of there. She doesn't want to talk about this anymore. Blackness fills the observation tower once more. Morgana fades into the distance, leaving me alone in the dark stream. I can't tell if it's just me, but the background makes it look like there's a little doorway or corridor in the back right where the blackness is. Like, how, like, did the tower, like, get larger? It's a darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving in the mansion, and once getting a game over accidentally being pushed in. But this time, I welcome it. Praying that beyond it lies a truth with the power to release all from the house's grip. This next tale has no narrator. I won't sit back and listen as someone recounts the path of fate for me. You're gonna be an active observer and mess with the whole entire story as it goes along? Man, this is a whole new level of meta. The narrator is also literally messing around with the story. No, I have to find the path for myself this time. I don't know what awaits me beyond the black, but no matter what it may be, so long as I have the power to provide redemption, I must never put down my sword. Oh, you picked it up. Now, let's open the door. The final door. The final door? I completely forgotten how many doors there are. Demon Child, complete chapter 7. Wow. It's been quite a while since I actually got an achievement, honestly, in this game. Huh. The only lingering question I have, besides we're gonna point blank see in this door, honestly, with all the other ones, is literally who the person in the painting was. It said like they were sorry, honestly. First I thought it was the painter that gave him like Mel and Nelly like that painting, honestly, but now it could just be, you know, Michelle's brother, honestly. If Morgana did like also trap his soul in there too, in the mansion realm. I brought you some food. You have to eat something. We need to harvest your blood somehow. Eat. Oh my god. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please. Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases. But Now, part of me wonders, like, since they want to keep her alive as much as possible, they try to force it down, honestly. God. She's not gonna last much longer. The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose her supply of blood. That's not what I meant. Leave it there. Well, we'll be back. Now the first man's voice is definitely meant to be Mel. Don't know how to place the other two for Jacopo and, Yukimaza just yet. Oh! Do you really have to go? Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now. And when do you suppose you'll be back? Tomorrow, same time as today. And you'll have enough time to talk then? It's Nelly. Will you? Yeah. I wonder how she's taking all this, like, if she even knows that Morgana, like, the person who's been giving, I guess, miracle blood, honestly, has been locked away and, like, forced to supply. Are you hiding something from me? Okay, maybe she doesn't know at all. Okay. You're acting kind of funny. You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you. You're not. You're not yourself, though. You're lying to me, dearest brother. How could you? What's so different about me? More reserved, more drawn back, more, secretive. Well, you're not acting much like a prince anymore. Oh, right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince. Same as always. Good night, Nelly, my princess. Oh, I was like swapping back and forth between all of them. Yeah, okay, this should be Jacopo then, based on how the similar background is. How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. The thing? What? Tell me I'm not the bad one here. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone. Anyone, get me out of here. Look! Oh, is this the nun that was, being the, I guess, the head of, the whole operation then, besides, besides Jacopo, sorry. Look, the stars! They're beautiful! What are you holding? It looks like feathers or like some long teeth or fangs? Though with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us. Everyone's long gone. I hope so. Are you ashamed? A little, but I still want to be with you. A little, but I still want to be with you. Have you ever considered leaving the convent? I was wondering, yeah, like, I think nuns aren't allowed to be in a relationship. So, You can't just stop being a nun, you know? It's not that simple. I don't know, like, if you want to stop being a nun, you gotta be renounced from the church, which I think back then would just be, like, ruining your own reputation in a sense, I guess. I've made vows, sworn my life to the service of God. I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions. Wonder how soon Yukimaza actually came, like, into this land before, I guess, mingling with, what was it, Mel and Jacopo, around this time, like, with Morgana. If I were to leave the church, it would have to be my next life. I'd like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life. Get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream. That sounds very peaceful. I wonder, like, becoming a nun, like, did it give you security for a job, or I guess back then, you really just wanted to become a nun, but then you start having second thoughts a bit, I guess, till now. I don't know what it is to become like a priest or like a nun, even back then or even around now. I'm a bit curious. I hope we can be together in next lives too. Have a nice, quiet life together. Well, I don't know if your hair is white and it's not Morgana, but no, it's not happening. It'll be a city in the water. Oh no, I forgot. No, oh god, I forgot. Oh, I forgot her name. No, oh, that's irony. I forget her name. The one girl, whom was like trying to find her boyfriend. Honestly, after Yukimaza got shipwrecked. Okay. Oh, that just hit me now. The throwback. God. It'll be a city in the water, looking out over a beautiful, glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful? It certainly does. I would love that. Yeah, we got a small gist of what they were thinking at the time before going right back into the tower. But like, if what Michelle was saying, the white-haired girl was her, like, what? We're gonna see her, like she gets to see how she looks back then, or like, are we gonna get flashbacks to when she first met them and see how they talked in person? Because like when she told her tale, Morgana, she did like a sort of like almost outline, I guess, a bit. We didn't really hear like details or dialogue with the other stories and tales. So, are we gonna get flashbacks? The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival? The day of the festival, you're planning something? Is the Harvest Festival the day Morgana, I guess, died? Yeah. 3 days until her death. Before 3 fates are sealed. Technically 4. No 5 right now. Unless... Oh god, I forgot. Maria, that was the other thing. That was the other question. Her handwriting in the cellar, honestly. So, like, that's those 3, and then Nelly, then Maria, and then... Oh, I'm forgetting her name from the second door. Like, it's 6 people, like reincarnated in a sense and fated to be cursed, only just because they were connected to the other 3. Well, I guess would Nelly have been like technically the 4th cursed, like directly cursed, while the others were just indirectly being tied to them. Wake up. Please wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Michelle. I was wondering like what kind of unique text block we're gonna get. Oh, we're just seeing just pure like a face portrait, honestly, for everyone. Then that's gonna be interesting. I always love like the different design changes, honestly. For each door, honestly, it's a nice visual flair and theming for each door, honestly. Ooh, so bright. I'm outside. Are you literally... Oh, wait! Oh my god, is this gonna be a weird time travel thing where you're just, like, involved with the entire, like, backstory now? Oh. The light feels like needles in my eyes. Maybe we should get an umbrella, then. Or, I don't know, like, I guess a shawl or cloak, honestly. The next best thing I think in my head is, like, a hoodie and just drape it over your head. But I'm pretty sure hoodies weren't a thing. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead, so you actually woke up in the mansion and around the area that Morgana died close by. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed as I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. Probably in a sense, even if it's like a fake body, I guess. Or whatever supernatural happenstance there is here. No, not almost. What's going on? Why on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived? Michelle! Huh? Oh, thank goodness you can hear me. Oh my god. You're gonna be like Navi, honestly. You're gonna be here leading us along the way with us in spirit. Oh, that's sweet. That's nice. Oh, thank goodness you can hear me. Good morning, Master. Hope you slept well. Giselle, is that voice really you? I swear it's me. 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry. Did you hear about all of that Michelle was insecure about? Do you know that and are completely fine with that? No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be able to hear you here. I did say I'll always be by your side. I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? In your head, silly! I replaced Morgana's evil spirit! I can't see you anywhere. Well, I'm not exactly sure myself. You don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me. Like a black smoke churning in the darkness. Can you actually see what's going on around? Or you only, can only see, what Michelle is doing, honestly? It feels a lot like Into the Mansion. But I don't think I'm actually in the mansion. You're, sort of tethered to the mansion itself, but, going through that door as well? Instead of, how you and Michelle, honestly, led through the other doors? Like, you're still rooted in the mansion, but you're still sort of, halfway in the door itself? I don't know the best way to describe it. So you're still trapped in the void, then. I mean, Morgana did say, most of your soul has been a bit, shattered, not shattered, but, dispirited. Maybe all the energy is a bit gone. Could just be because of, the many centuries, honestly, of him, being corporeal and actually helping along with the mansion. And then maybe, the energy you spent to break out of the prison and, I guess, unlinking from Morgana's influence. Could be that. I can see a shimmering light off in the distance. Through the fog. I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you, though. So, I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. Oh, it's literally like a peephole, but you're seeing directly from POV. Interesting. And I thought I'd try getting your attention. So that means you can see everything I can? Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you. I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place, even. It's a bizarre sensation. Well, I could see and feel the worlds through the other doors. It was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. Unless you decide to purposely just in the second door just see across the lake into the town below. But this time, it feels like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world of the participant. It's also vivid. Everything mentioned lacked. It's all here. I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this. It's okay, Michelle. I know you'll dispel this darkness I'm in. Won't you? I will. I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice. And being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle. I too am glad to know you're there. I've had a chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't showed up, I wouldn't be here. Oh, no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There's so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous. And so many I love yous. Okay, awkward children phase now going. Hey now, is that really the best response you've got? Surely you could do better than that. Just meekly just say, I love you. You're embarrassing me. I am somewhat disappointed by one thing, though. I can't get any hugs and your kisses. I'm not there in person. Distraught. Oh, come on. You're not very good at this, are you? Not good at the flirtations, no. And you're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me. I'd expect at least of me too. Me too. See, was that so hard? Yes. We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is. You're not even trying, are you? My brain is about to explode, Giselle. Please stop. I'm doing the best I can, okay? Please don't ask any more of this than of me. It's okay, though. I might be able to see you, but we're together. Either way. Even if you're not able to spell the darkness, I guess you could still just be with her after it's all said and done. You know, Michelle, I think I might be able to help too. While I can't be there in person, I can give you ideas. Another point of view when you're not sure about something. Wait, is this turning into a giant, like, choose your own adventure type deal now? Okay. Okay. Choices pop up left and right. Consult yourself for ideas or mission statements. Okay. This turned into a weird RPG now. The two of us together, we'll find a way through this. Yes, we will. Where to begin? Where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings? Listen exactly what we need to take care of. That's not a bad idea. Might be frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth. What? Why? I'd assume we would just be observers, like with the other doors, searching their memories for clues. Well, you did manifest your own door, so unless there's something else of how strong and potent Morgana's memories here are, a lot of supernatural magic is leaking in, so makes it a little different. So the consequences are more real now. I never actually expected I'd actually be thrown into their era. True. It's not at all like the other doors. No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct, and we have arrived at Morgana's past, then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. So you need to waddle up to them and try to find a way to talk to them. And I'm wondering if there's the whole thing where you have to somehow save Morgana, like literally from the tower, whether or not you convince the three of them or legitimately you have to break into the door and let her out. I wonder if we actually see her past self or a mixture where it's her just in a weird way just saying, no, I want to die here. I want to curse them all. I need to be in this cursed tower. I need to curse them and have them experience the worst pain imaginable for years and centuries and lifetimes to come. It's a weird way to trying to find a way to persuade her to get out of there or force her out in some capacity. Or rather, the three men's circumstances, what they felt, what drove them. My gut tells me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. Or, plainly, she doesn't want to know about. I could be wrong. It's possible that even if I am right, what we find won't do anything to quell her hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. So that means if all else fails, we have to burst her out of her own bubble? Nice. I hope you have, I don't know, a needle to pop it. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger. Something that she could never have imagined. Something that would turn her entire worldview on its head. That's easier said than done. The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force. Was it literally just I don't know, Morgana wasn't really the arbiter, I guess, of the mansion itself? The mansion itself, honestly, by itself, not even just Morgana, is cursed, and just leading a version of Morgana there repeatedly along with the cursed other versions of the three men. I guess it's that. The mansion has a mind of its own. The place itself. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we know, The white-haired girl could be the same person. They are about as different as two people can be. Trauma can do that. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there. There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. Use to our advantage? So let's find it. It won't be easy. If we are in the past, though, I wonder, maybe we could change it. This could be a huge chance for us. It has turned into a time travel plot. Yippee! Whoopoo! Change the past. Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path. There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. The question is this world really... Now I'm getting kind of pumped. I got my game face on, I'm ready to do this. Doesn't do much good if no one can see it. Well, you can imagine it, Michelle. You can play into the imagination. Be creative. Be creative. Capital C, creative. It's a figure of speech. Okay, first things first, we need to find the mansion. Morgana should be the top of the observation tower. The three men shouldn't be too far off either. Oh, I thought with the sound of it, we literally just woke up, like, in the courtyard or the backyard of it, but I'm assuming we're in the woods close by it. Hopefully the mansion is not teleporting around while people are inside it. So the question is, where are we? Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I doubt it, since again, it just teleports all the way around the different countries, so yeah. Never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land. Give me a little spin, would you? As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle. And through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be stone formations. It's this version of Stonehenge. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. Ah, so they're stone buildings then. It's decently far off, but appears to be the edge of a city. I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while. It's a bit big for a village. Oh, so the village that was close by to him, where Morgana died is where you grew up in? Huh. Coincidences. Or could be providence. Don't you remember what Amade said about the village's history? Oh, it's that village. Oh, okay, never mind. Amade, that bastard. Can we just find their descendant and kill them off? No, that's way too far, honestly. Or what would be the best thing, honestly, from weird petty revenge, honestly? Make sure their parents don't meet. That's a nice non-violent way to make sure it doesn't get bored. If you want to go that revenge route, but I don't think so. Michelle, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you? One dream of it. Okay, parentheses, at least you have your thoughts separated, honestly. At least there's that. But the senses, the emotion can still be felt from her. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger, and that it was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except rather than a curse, it was probably disease. Yeah, most likely that. If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said happened. I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge in the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city. It's a road trip. Let's go. Alright. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Social interaction. Don't worry, you got me here. Don't treat me like I'm antisocial. You're not? No, that's not what's bothering me. It's... something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things. But now's not the time to think for that. We need to get going. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion like she said. Everything else comes to that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening. As I weave my way through the trees toward the city, the sensation of having a living, Flesh and blood body slowly returns. Oh, okay, well, hi. Oh, we just randomly come across you. I thought we were gonna see you later, but okay, here you are, completely in the flesh, completely alive. Can you see us? Are we ghosts? Do you actually, Michelle, do you look exactly what you are right now? Hi. A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. I gotta get away before he does something. You're talking to yourself right now. Oh my god, of course you say his name out loud. Hold it right there, Mel. You're not gonna call me crazy and just run off. How do you know my name? You are a witch! Oh god, this is gonna happen all over again. Have fun trying to wheeze your way out of this, in a sense. I heard your name in the town before. No, I see on your name tag. I'm not wearing one right now. God. How? Why wouldn't I? We were just in the mansion together. What mansion? What are you talking about? Right, he hasn't become the shadow of the mansion yet. Gotta get your story straight. I doubt I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you. No, this must be the work of God. Play into it, Michelle, play into it. I thought I saw you before, but your name is Michelle. Wow, it must be Providence. Must be. Who are you? Where did you come from? Where? I'd like to know that myself. You're terrible at lying. Say something, Michelle. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension. Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit. Oh god, it is, Oh no, please don't! No! Oh no! I'm so tempted! I'm so tempted! Oh god, can we? Okay, hon, wrong thing. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm so tempted. I'm gonna save real quick. I'm sorry, I am so tempted. I am God. Michelle, even I wouldn't believe you if you told me that. I already regret it. This is perfect. You're one of those pagan missionaries, aren't you? Here spread the word of some other new god. And now I think some loony. I should get going. Hold on, you can't leave until I made a better impression. Forget me. My parents raised me not to talk to scary people like you. I'm with you on that one, Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes. God, this disaster. I was just joking. It didn't actually mean I was God. Stop looking at me like I'm mad. That still doesn't explain how you knew my name. Have you been stalking me? Why would anyone follow you around? Have you been stalking me? Who would ever want to stalk you? Oh god! Oh god! It was all a coincidence. You look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. So imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name as him. Okay, we'll go with that for now. He would probably trust a bear before me at this point. Oh god, don't, like, I need to get reminded of the whole choose between a man and bear thing. Always choose the bear. Always choose the bear. Anyway, it would seem that, like, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. Regardless, you wouldn't have any luck converting anyone here anyway. Again, I'm not... Wait, hold on. Why do you say that? Everyone around here worships a saintess. Oh, are you talking about... Is that the nun, then? Sometimes I think she's got more followers than God the Father himself. How big is this village? Like, if it's not that big, then I guess the faith to her is very devout, then. She's practically her own religious figure. The saintess. You never heard of her. She's a nun down the church. Everyone calls her the saintess. So he's not talking about Morgana. No, actually, I have heard tales of her. I'll be surprised if you hadn't. Anyway, in a few days, we're gonna hold a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. So while that's going on, I don't think you'll have much luck proselytizing. I have never heard that word before. Actually, I have. I don't know how to say it. God. I'm forever doomed to be the missionary in his mind now, aren't I? When exactly is this harvest festival? In 3 days. You should stick around for it. 3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon the day of the festival, which means she's got that much time left. And this will be the first time we've held the festival, so everyone's excited to make it into a big event. Something really memorable. I'm wondering now that since we're also, like, seeing the past, honestly, if Morgana just, like, knows as well that we're trying to change it. Like, that'd be so funny on as well. Or if it's really just only her past version. Either way, it'd still just be hilarious. And a young girl is dying behind the scenes of this seemingly pleasant celebration. Yeah, probably seeing her, like, in that state is actually, cut all the festivities short of anyone caught wind of it. If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it. Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I'd like to join in the festivities. Sure. Yeah. Of course. The church's doors are open to all. Friends and family and heathen missionaries alike. It's not far. Follow me. Thank you. That dialogue is now forever in your mind now that you're pagan missionary. God damn it. Didn't occur to me until now. This really is a strange experience. You're now writing the tale yourself. It's gonna be weird and new and a very unique experience. This is a boy from a complete different time period who I would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well. Which means Morgana's wish for the reconstruction was actually granted. This male doesn't seem like any different a person than the one I observed through the front door. Personality's the same. Probably just experiences will be different. That'd be the only thing. Don't know if I'm, to the sound of it, that we know of, I think in this time period, I don't think I'm, their family was, I guess, a noble, I guess, in a sense. I think they're a lesser. Maybe they're well known in town, their family, but they're not, I guess, royalty or, like, prestige, I guess is a better word to put it. Probably not. Yet he played a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though. Oh god, we're playing this music again. Oh god, I still love this song, this track. I remember listening to it so often. I will say again. I will say again. I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in record time. Wow, it was just very coincidental. Wait, why was he in the middle of the woods here? Are we, like, we wake up in the path to the city? Why was he just randomly in the trees and bushes then? Or did he hear us, saw us wake up, was like watching us, and then like, start talking to himself as well? Ah, strange man is talking to himself. I better flee before he notices me. She's interacted with him and others before, so I guess this doesn't feel strange to her. Ah, you don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it? Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Telepathy! Can you hear me? How are you doing that? Mind powers. Supernatural. I am actually God. I, have a lot of experience talking to ghosts. That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion. So the entire time we were talking to Sal, you just got so well at talking to Morgana, like trying to ensnare you in intrusive thoughts, you were having two conversations at once. That must have been fun. Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together? Maybe you got me there. Yeah, now you mention it. What a bizarre time we both had in that mansion. More similarities. You're just now realizing this? So, what's your impression of him? My impression? That he's the same Mel as always? Yeah, he seems similar. A little more detail, more foresight, more insight. He's an amicable young man, by outward appearances. Nice not to show a complete stranger around. I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious. Even that story, like, it didn't seem like he was doing it, you know, like enthusiastically. It sounded like he was doing it as a means to an end to find some way to save his sister, and fully believed into the miracle blood, honestly. So, it's still a terrible thing he did, but it's a bit understandable, at least in the outset. Probably need to learn a bit more about him. Oh, well, from what Morgana's seen of him, what was it? Yukimaza, like, being a prisoner, honestly, and Jacopo being a lord. Like, the whole thing with Jacopo might be a bit more to take convincing, but at least with the Yukimaza, like, his point there, is a bit him being a bit more ruthless to her back then probably make more sense, because he's way more close to, I guess, you know, the saintess, the nun, honestly, who runs the church, so that makes more sense. That just means Jacopo, at least for now, unless we learn more about them, like, Jacopo is definitely the one we know the least about. I hope, please tell me we see someone who is the Maria, like, version. Please, I would love to see them. I love to see her. Please. He had to have some reason, and we need to figure out what that was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I'll just put the knowledge I already had to good use. We gotta finagle, lie, manipulate him just to get what we need, exactly the way it's intended. Oh, that reminds me. Something might explain it? No, but Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right? Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care about when or where. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it. Whenever? Her sense of time was all over the place. For the most part, yes, anytime she wanted. It'd just be so weird, honestly, if after, like, Morgana introduced you to her, like, she just randomly started talking about things, like, to you that made no sense, and it just made the whole experience even worse, like a weird time travel thing. Although, I doubt that's what happened. It's literally just time proceeded normally for her, honestly, in a sense, along with you. Giselle? You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut, promise. Aw, that's sweet. What? You said you feel like you're alive again, right? My 5 senses all seem to be in working order. Which means you'll also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you'll, you know. Go to the restroom? Yeah, I got it all in one. You have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it. Thanks? I guess it's nice that you're bringing it up, but it's still just weird to talk about and bring it up, but okay. Hash out. What possessed her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying? Oh gosh, I'm red as a tomato. Okay. That answers that. Moving right along. We need to discuss how we're going to go about this. Right, that. Yes, anything but that we were just talking about. The Harvest Festival's our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. That's the deadline, and we have to do everything we can before that happens. So, like, okay, so it's from today's, I guess, introduction. Next day, if we're going to go, trying to go in a meta sense, like, next day, talk to one person, learn more about them. Next day, all about them. Third day, finale, I guess. Or I guess technically today would just be all about, I guess, Mel then. So, neat and orderly for each day of the week. Nice. How about we spill their secret? Tell everyone about the girl they got locked up in the tower and forced them to set her free. I don't know how well it's going to go on first glance. I think you have to think about it a bit more. Because we just go around willy-nilly and just say, oh, there's someone locked up in there. I don't know how well it's going to end up. It's a good idea, I guess, but we need to think of all the possibilities and consequences from it. Sure, they wouldn't stand for that. I guess that'd also be the thing if we need to prove it, or their faith in the Sanctus actually would override our accusations, honestly. Especially since like what we're asking is literally just to prove it, we need to tell everyone to search the tower, honestly. It's like the weird like search warrant, I guess, in a way to put it, which if they claim the whole thing of the church is you can't prove that we're doing anything wrong, and you want to search the church. What if you want to do something more nefarious? Like, I feel like it's, like at first blush, it's not gonna turn out well as you first thought. Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? That's a better way to put it in a more short, concise, and condensed version. Oh. If I walked in and said I came from the future and I know it's gonna happen, heresy, heretic, crazy person, at the stake. Would anyone actually buy that? Sure, with enough convincing. I mean, if you know more about them, sure, but like, it's either probably just gonna end up being like, you have to have like either like, for this kind of situation, you have to at least have trust in someone else to like, you know, corroborate it. But if it's literally you convincing a whole bunch of people who do not know you at all, that's not gonna work. You have to have like an actual ally for that to work. And if I did manage to convince them, the tower door is locked in Morgana's rendition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. So yeah, you need to either pickpocket all of them, or like, you need to convince 3 people to unlock the door, which I doubt they will, or they'll just play dumb, honestly. So that's not gonna happen easily. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower. And if, like, I feel like if you try to steal one key, like, unless he regularly checks it around, or like if he keeps it on him or anywhere safe, wouldn't he like tell the other 2 then? Or like the same test about it? If the selling is right and we can say Morgana changed the future, then that would indeed solve everything. But something about this whole situation still doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of the tower. I have to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I'd like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now. Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit. Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid. Okay, have fun. It's a bit too late if I already said it. Anyway, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there if we're not staying nearby. I'll do what I can. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Do you have anything in your person, any money or anything like that? Or do we need to ask for favors? Which, oh boy. This is gonna be quite an undertaking.